Hey guys, so as you can see, I got a little farther. I was working, obviously, I guess off camera, between working other stuff. So I got it. So I did a lot with texturing so far, and I started painting. So this area here, this area here actually is all painted. This is I started painting it. This is textures so far, and this is I started painting the textures in this all in this area here. So this is what the painting is gonna look like when it's done. Like everything's gonna be painted like this when I'm done. So these are all textures right now. So they're starters, and this is like I did with this. This was the text starting texture. This is the when I painted it. So when I'm done, this should all look nice like this painted. So the whole thing. So that's where I'm at. And I've kind of started thinking that I might leave these characters out, even though they were fun talking about it, making backstories for them. I might leave them out because the just to leave this like solitary environment with just the main guy here. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go from there. So as you can see, these are like a lot of textures. So what I've been doing is I've been bringing textures in, putting filters on them, posterization, things like that. That was from something else I had drawn. I just put them in here. Um, the you see where I painted it. This is before the painting, after the painting. Before the painting, that's what it looked like. After the painting. All right, so I'm just wrapping textures on things to give something a base to paint on top of. The ceiling was actually two different. One reproduced two waves. It was a straight pipe, these pipes, and what I did was I curved them around using warp. Okay, textures. I had this on here and I covered it with this one. Put this ring of lights in, a couple of them, different layer effects. I didn't use that piece. I did use that piece right here actually, so, which is the original design. I was really gonna put that there anyway. I liked that. I like using that piece. It's a cool piece. I've used it in other stuff. Put some more texturing on stuff. I don't even know what this. Oh, this was the background textures. So I put this in. There was it was kind of like an environment, and I just went ahead and I used it as a texture wrapping. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. So I'm about to start painting now. So all this build up to start painting it. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do now, and I don't want to. The arm's gonna be separate, so I can't smash the arm into anything. The tank, the bots in the tank itself, the drawing of the tank. Yeah, I can't really start flattening anything yet because I still got to paint a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna paint on a layer on top of everything. That's what I did here. So I'll just start painting in layers. So it's just gonna continue. So that's what I'm gonna do while I'm working. So I'm gonna record me painting. Okay, which is kind of what the point of this whole thing was anyway. So let me see here. I'm gonna edit my filter for the music I'm going to do. And I'm going to be playing music from the I see I didn't apply it. Anyway, I'm going to be playing music from the free music on the free music on my brain doesn't work when I'm doing two things at once. I'm doing something trying to talk to you from YouTube. That way I can That way I can play music in the background while I'm working, and YouTube won't get upset, because it does. It's pretty loud, sorry. I forget how loud it starts out. Okay, so let's just start painting, guys. Here we go. So like I said, I did a lot off camera, but that's, like I said, because I was just kind of working between doing other stuff, so I didn't have time to. It would have been like a bunch of 15-minute videos and things like that, because that's all the time I had here and there. While I was doing other projects, I was also painting, so filling in, doing a couple things at once. So go ahead and keep painting. So where was I? Yeah. Okay, so. I've done videos before where I just listened to headphones and didn't play the music for the video, but it was just a bunch of silent video of it. Didn't work as well. It works much better when even if it's not the greatest music, at least it's better than no music. Let's just put it that way. Some of it I was actually listening to, some of the painting I was doing while I was working, I was watching Saturday Night Live skits too.
Samurai sword on my back.
Which I really can't obviously play while I'm doing this, because
Don't know how to act.
I'm very copyrighted.
Baby, you should relax. Baby, you should relapse. Just kidding.
All these colors that I'm using, I got. Oh yeah, I hate this song. Why does I always want to play this song here? I hate this one. This song sucks. Seems like every time I play music, that song comes up. I don't know why. Don't like that song. Good song. This color is a weird color, but I like it because it's a weird color. Kind of almost. It is metal, but it's a little organic looking too. That reminds me of like shrimp or something. Shrimp carapace. Shrimp shell. It's just this weird color. But I'll use it. So I gotta figure out where the light's coming from in this. So if the light's actually coming from right here, I have to light it accordingly. So it's gonna be coming off right off that little that light right there. It's right next to it, right? And I said this before to my class. I said, really, when you're painting, you're just really painting light. Because light is what defines everything, really. I mean, nothing is anything without light. I mean, color, yes, color's important. Color theory, yes, but what is color? Color is the way light, what frequency of light that bounces off something. I mean, really. So, color theory is important, yes, but painting light. So really you want to learn where light goes. Because the light is what's going to make your compositions look the best. I don't know why I'm working so small. Sometimes it's not bad to work small too when you're backed out a little bit because you don't get as tight with your line. It's a little freer. And you got to think that a lot of this won't be looked at super closely, so you don't actually want to overwork it because you want to leave it with that nature of kind of vague. You have to have some things vague and some things not vague. Did I get that? No, cancel that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to do that, then do this. Hit the light. It is hitting off that. It's literally coming off those lights right there. Anytime there's an edge is where the light hits it. Edges are where the lights put the light on an edge because the light will not only define the edge, but the edge will catches the light. And then, always a good idea. It's weird, my brushes are all reset from when I was like I said, I was doing a couple things at once earlier. Oh my gosh, with this thing. Okay, I grabbed the wrong tool. Excuse me, how did I even change tools? I don't know, but I did. Anyway, I was doing another project. So my brushes, I was doing a hot sauce ad. So my brushes are all changed from when I was painting now, so I'm not sure even what brushes I was using when I was painting this morning. So you can see how it looks a little bit different now, right? There's some more strength in this thing. There it goes. For a minute it wasn't working. I just had the strength down so much. So that's the last thing I was working on. Okay. Alright. This pipe here. Okay. So then you got these kind of, I don't even know what everything is. This is kind of abstractly made up with what I'm given from what was left over from some parts here. When you stretch them around, they look really interesting. So I went with it and kept it. So now I'm building it off of that. what's a pipe and what's an edge here. This is obviously a pipe. So the pipes, this one's just kind of, like I said, it's kind of a shrimp colored tube. It's gonna go in there. It's gonna come out here. Probably continue working on the same tube. But started another one, but so then this one though. How do I do this? So now this got a little stretched out and flattened. So what I'm gonna do with these lines right here is continue on use them to redefine the curve that got lost when I stretched the tube out. Same thing with this one. Try to stay with those. These are already there, but changes direction a little bit. This is actually now the pipe actually comes up here and it does a turn. And you get this pipe here. The banding is really to define the banding is going to define which the curve of the pipe is going. So what's this here? I don't know what this is either, but it's gonna be something. So the light's gonna hit these edges, whatever this is, and it's gonna hit the edge of this, which is gonna be kind of a divider. Right. So I got something up here, but what is this? Well, maybe we'll put some little intricate little designs, pipes and stuff up there. Make this really crazy amount of pipes going in here. So whatever this thing does or is, it has a lot of pipes. We use this kind of fill up this negative space with pipes. So this, we'll punch this dark in here. So it really gets dark up in there. True dark, true black. So that way when we do see those pipes, they kind of stand out. See that they're coming from this really dark space where no light is up inside there. The lights. This. But just like in comics when you're inking something. Well, okay. Let me clarify this. Inkers like to. Because really, when you're doing comics, paint your inks, blacks in there, and you're cross hatching. But I'm not painting that way. I'm painting with actually painting. So can't get too dark with my blacks yet. I gotta leave a little bit of room for shading, if you will. So we'll just darken those slightly. Push them back up in there so they're only a little bit of light's coming out from there. This is kind of shaded a little bit. So it's lit, but see these pipes are kind of not lit on the edge because the light doesn't hit them as much. Over here they would definitely be darker because the light's not hitting them as much up there. This thing, I don't know what's up here yet, so we can do something with that space. Darkening it, just push it back into the background a little bit until I figure out what's going on up there. Kind of ad-libbing this. I like the light coming around from the side of this though. That kind of gets a rim light on this thing up there a little bit. Whatever this thing is. It's kind of like a little bit of a light coming in there. Some light coming in from up there. It's also hitting off this thing here a little bit. And it's this kind of light that's hitting this side of this pipe right here. It's a rim light, if you will. It's kind of a backlighting of this here. It's hitting the edges. Okay. It's from this light source right here, whatever this is. Something's making a light source up here. It's also pricey. Once again, you don't want to get too crazy with lighting. You don't want to make all the highlights yet. You want to kind of mid-range it, and then you can go in and do little bits of light here and there. Okay, that works. It's definitely interesting looking enough, I think. Now remember too, some of this is gonna have to be not as interesting as others because I really want focus here, so I can't get too crazy with things looking interesting up there. So I gotta leave a little bit of vague, just a little bit vague to. So between these two pipes, there'll be less light because the light's coming. Although there's some light coming in, so. But just between the pipes themselves, it'll be a little bit darker. Because you got light coming in from the bottom here and light coming in from the side of this pipe. But up here, you've got a little bit of light coming in from. It's kind of the lighting here is not as much from this edge. Because it looks like you got a light right there. Turns. This is a little bit lit right here. This is kind of a panel going on here. This is a television screen right here, so just haven't painted it. It's not in there yet. It will be though. This light is hitting off right here. Just lighting the edge of this pipe. Okay. So this light right here is still hitting on this pipe here. Oh, this is like super depressing. I gotta change this. Can't. Depressing music. I remember this is a depressing song. There we go. Not so depressing. Smudge this a little bit. Oops. I don't want to do that yet. I had the wrong color on there. I was trying to hit this. Oh, geez, I did it again. What am I doing? Eraser. How the heck am I getting the eraser? That's what I'm trying to get this black line on here. Once again, I don't want to get too crazy with that yet. Alright, so just kind of trying to... This is the vagueness of this back here works fine with me. And just touch it up a little bit with a little bit of highlight to give it a curve to it. And we got whatever we got going on is going on. Okay. Alright, so these pipes are all kind of working for me up here a little bit. This color is here. Smaller. That is not the color. This gold kind of color is what I'm trying to get. Right there. It's not the color either, but don't want it too defined, but at the same time I don't want it that big. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be. There you go. Just trying to get this. There you go. There, that's what I wanted. That's a little more implied than it was. I do like this gold color, so I'll continue with it. Here too. I want this to blend together. This is supposed to look like a pipe here too, so make this smaller. Think of using oil paint. When you're oil painting, you're often kind of implying things, shapes. That's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm implying these shapes so that your mind puts them, creates them something more than they are. They're implied. Only coming into focus just a little bit in certain areas. Just a little bit. Like certain spots, very in focus. Other spots, it's like if you glanced at it, for that particular spot, it would be in focus. But you're trying to take it all in, so your eye really wouldn't see everything. So just key important spots. Really? It's working so fast I forget to hit the finish what I'm doing, and I start doing what I'm doing and it's not working, and I'm like, wait, that's because I didn't finish getting the money. I don't know what this is. So this is kind of a shape that's built into it for some reason. I don't know what this is. I think it's catching the light just right. This is kind of edgy. I don't know what's going on here. There's a broken spot. What's in these pipes? We don't know. Maybe we don't want to know. So, point is, when you're out here looking at this, you get a general sense of seeing it, but you don't see it at the same time. That's enough. You don't need to see it. You don't need to see every single thing. Every single thing with every single detail, your eye would be so overwhelmed you wouldn't know what to look at, and you would lose interest really quickly. I've got enough detail in there. This is just kind of a background. It's not even meant to be that important. These pipes over here are actually, you can still see the grooves in them, and I'm going to leave those alone. I painted these, but I'm going to leave these pipes alone. They're working, really. They really are. These over here are painted, but it looks good. I think it works. So I got to harden this track up to make it look like it's actually doing something, and then go ready to work on this arm. And this isn't bad. I'm gonna do a little bit of detailing on this too. These computer consoles all need to be put in. I found this actual countertop from part of a background. I put it in place. It's good there, I think. Maybe a little bit of details on it. This thing was directly from something else. This is from something else. This is all different, obviously. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and paint on all this, just like I did up here, and bring out the details in it. And then this is going to be made into more of a pipe area there. So it's good. I like all these gauge and dials. This is perfect. So I'm not going to mess too much with this. I'm going to do enough that it works. I'm going to leave some of the detailing. It's just going to kind of leave these walls alone a little bit. So, but I think it will work. I like it so far. Let me get this track nailed down. What's going on with this track? Let's do the track. So I took this track. It was something totally different. Obviously, you can see some of it, some of the hard lines there and stuff. It was something totally different, and I took it and repurposed it, if you will. Now I just gotta firm up the edges here. To firm up the edges, I'm just gonna put in some hard lines with the shift, so that we definitely can tell where this edge of this track is. And I'll go back in. I hit it with this. And once again, not white. Light, but not white. The light's hitting the track. Okay. And then the dark edge of the track. It's kind of firming up that is a track edge there. And then in here, it would just be darker because the light is not going up in there. But it's okay. See, it firmed up that it was actual. And then here, once again, the light's not going up there, right above the edge of the track. So it's gonna be, and it's gonna be darker right where the track touches on it. Okay. All right, and the top of the track is gonna be a little bit darker. And then the light up above this thing here is gonna be affected somewhat too, because the track itself is blocking the light from that pipe right there. Okay, so, all right. And then obviously here too, this pipe is affected by the darkness of the track. All along it. All the light from this pipe is blocked out by the track that's below it. And then I don't know what's going on here. Maybe darkened area here. Maybe something, I don't know, some kind of a shape is in here. Darker. A little bit of lighter spots showing through. So it's implied that something's going on up here. Something implied is going on up there, but we don't know what. Okay. Kind of structure of some sort. Once again, this is darker because no light's hitting it up there. But maybe a little bit of light's hitting it up there. This right here, see it? Some little bit of light's hitting it. This piece of track, and this piece right here. Light's hitting it. Right here. Light's hitting that edge. Light's hitting this edge of this track. And some's hitting this curve. The inside up here. Hitting there. Hitting this edge. And this whole bottom edge of this thing is lit up. This edge here. It's going to hit a light. Okay. Alright, so this is darker. Oop. Just flip this. This is darker in here. I don't know what this thing is. It was causing. It's a distraction, is what it's doing. So I want to take it out. It was part of whatever I used for the track. I just took something and kind of. It was a doorway, or it was like a space doorway off a ship or something. I grabbed and I just. It's a straight line, so I used it as a track. You can see some of it there. But I don't need the details really. I just needed a. And then so the reason we can't see it here is because the pipe is overlapping it. So this pipe edge is overlapping the. This pipe ledge. Pipe edge is overlapping this thing, so that's why you can't really see it anymore. So the pipe kind of then goes up behind it a little bit. And right here is the crossover where the pipe goes in front of it. So here the pipe is well defined. I know I thought I was done painting that pipe, but I realized I have to define its direction here, because this is a machine of some sort, so it has hard edges, and you gotta know where his hard edges are going. So keep hitting that by accident. That's what I wanted. So this is a hard edge here. This curves up and under, so you see that it is going up there. Maybe there's some kind of a structure here. I don't know what this is. I'm just some kind of a girder system or something up there that's doing something in this pipe right here that I kind of implied it's gotta be. This pipe, because there's this piece of machinery here. I don't know what it is up there, but it's going over there doing this. It's got some kind of rivets or something in it. This is another pipe going here. I don't know what this is, but this has a hard edge on it. Some type of a thing. It's up there. Okay. So is it? Okay. There you go. So this pipe hose goes over here, goes behind this thing. Maybe it comes out over here somewhere. Okay, let's go over here. Maybe get some kind of some type of edge there, something bolted. There's a bolt up there. Once again, just all implied stuff. Nothing secure. Nothing to. Maybe this is kind of a. This track is dark. They don't know what's in here. So use the shift key to make this a firm edge. There you go. Alright, and then this is... Okay. So this thing is some kind of a track system that it runs on. I don't really know. You don't need to know either. You just need to make it look like it's doing something. That's enough. It's enough to look like it's doing something. as long as it's implied and it looks like it's going to do something, the viewer will make the rest of it up in their brain. You see all these guides I have pulled down right there? It's funny. Throw those out there. Guides. Alright, so see, it looks like it's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it looks like something. Right? So definitely looks like something's going on up there. And you don't really need to know what, because it's not important. But if you looked at it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool, something's going on up there. And this is going to be highly detailed anyway, so we don't want to take away from this thing. This thing's going to be awesome, and then this guy's going to be glowing. And so we have this really a lot going on here, so I like detail, and I would detail the living hell out of this entire picture, but I gotta stop, because at some point too much detail will be, you'll just lose interest, because it'll be too much. So I need to control myself on making more detail. So let's just keep going along here, working along. Implying stuff is fine. So you notice I'm not really using whites. I'm not really using white. I'm using this kind of I'm not really using black either. I'm using this dark color that I found, that I got right from the different parts of the illustration. This dark gray color. And I'm using this is right from the illustration. So I want to leave this edge here. An edge, and this is going to be implied that this is inset. So the light that is hitting it's going to be obviously not right up there. So it looks like it's the darkest spots would be there. So same thing here. This is going to be darker at the bottom to imply that this thing is kind of three-dimensional, inset or not inset or whatever. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't, as long as it's, you kind of know what's going on and you shade it right, your viewer will accept it if you shade it right. So here I'm working on the curve of this big wheel, and then this was inset here, so this would be way darker than here, because it's inside of it, it's inset. Be hitting it less in there. Okay. Actually, I think this whole thing is inset. I think this whole thing is inset inside of here. Yeah, this whole edge. So this is going inside there. You can see inside of it a little bit here. You'll see in a second. I'll fix it. Alright, so the way you gotta pop that, so you come in with the edge. Remember the lights reflect around the edges of things. So the edge of this curve of this thing is where the light's gonna hit it. Okay. All the way up. And then here, light's gonna hit the edge of it. So you can see that it's popping the edges. Alright. And then you'll have to follow up again though, that the light would be hitting it on a band across here evenly, because it's got like a curve to it. Alright. Kind of pulls the whole thing together. You know, there's no white in this. It's this kind of weird color that I got from something else in here. I'll probably save this color so I don't lose it, so I can keep using it. I like it. So I should probably go over here to see my colors. I'll just go here, swatches, thank you. And I'll just say add a new swatch. And then I'll call this metal one. I spelled it wrong, that's okay. Metal one. Right, so that's that color right there. Okay. We don't care, the library's available. Alright. Got that. And then this color, we flip it around. And this will be the... That's just black, so we got that. We don't need that. Okay, good. Alright, so... Come back here. Use that. I'm using pressure on my stylus. And I'm just lightly putting it. I'm just using the buildup of it to imply it. I don't want to. Can't get too dark with it. Save your darks for key spots. Like in here would be dark, truly dark, but this wouldn't be as dark. In fact, I might even have to come back and lighten some stuff up. This is going to be a little bit dark in here because the light coming up from the bottom wouldn't be hitting it because it's kind of blocked by this other stuff. Okay. Alright. So it's going to be a little bit darker all the way in here because these lights are being blocked by whatever this is in here. Once again, true dark inside of this machine, unless it had a light on inside of it, but I don't think it does. So this is going to be a little bit darker right here, but it will lighten up a little bit right here where the lights are. Once again, this is inside of this thing, so it's pretty dark. But some light will hit and reflect on things. Okay. Some of this machine will actually be chrome, but I can't chrome everything in it because once again, it wouldn't be as interesting. So we'll just go with certain parts. The kind of chrome. I don't think this part's chrome. This is circle. This is supposed to be more circular than it is. Like, where the heck did my cylinders go? They're kind of screwed up right here. The shape of them. They don't look cylindrical. I'll fix it. Oops. Gotta come in with this. You gotta come up with this just a little bit of an edge here. See, and then it's dark in here just because it goes around the bend a little bit before the light hits it. And the darkest spot of that would be right there. And then this is edge. And then this edge. Once again, it's going to be dark in here. Okay, and then non-circular circle. Okay, there you go. That works better than it did. All right. And once again, this edge right here. It's real dark because you gotta think the light's barely hitting it. All right, and dark in here. But light is hitting right on that little edge right there. But that might be even a little bit brighter light than I have at the moment. But we'll do this and I'll come back and hit it with a highlight. Okay, it'll have a highlight on it, but not yet. Okay, and this here has a highlight. Because the angle this is at is definitely getting hit by light. So I'll throw in some kind of this color in here. It's getting hit by light. This is kind of an angle here, so on the corner it's getting hit by light. But I'll come in and darken it in a second. It's not an angle is what it is. I know It'll be hard to show that angle, but there's an angle there. Okay, and it's got to come. This will be the brightest edge on it right there. But I'll come in and just kind of nail it down with just a little bit of dark, just to pull it off the background. And technically, it would be just a little bit of dark along the edges, and then okay. And the only reason I'm darkening this is just to nail the edge a little bit to pop it off that background. And once again, you're gonna focus. Your eye is gonna focus a little bit over here, so you might notice this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of detail in here, and this is the same thing. Just this pipe has to be a little darker back here so that it pops that off of there. There you go. So it doesn't really look like there was necessarily a line there, but the darkness of the background is going to serve as the edge for the pop it. Pop it out and away from the background. There you go. Alright, so as you can see, it's already started to look like something. And I even finished up here. I just did this part. Okay. Alright. So, drinking my coffee. And we'll go back to it. So, alright. The underdrawing is down there, but that's okay because it kind of gives it a texture to it. As you notice, I really haven't changed brushes very much. I mean, I've had students often ask me, well, what brush do you use? Or, well, I use the round brushes a lot. Usually when I change a brush, it's because I want a specific brush for a specific texture, and I have some specialized texture brushes. That's usually when I change a brush. So I have some specific like tech edge brushes and things, and that's when I'll change the brush just to get that, use those brushes. Because they'll have like a pattern or something in them that would look really cool, and it would really, you know. So again, I want to pop a black in there. The texture would just look really cool with the with whatever's going on in the background or whatever that I was filling in, or the texture for some nice texturing or something. So that's when I'll pop. That's when I'll usually change a brush. But often I'm just using these rounds. It's all about using. I'm really trying to use that pressure sensitivity, much like an airbrush. My smudgy friend here, Smudge helps me pull things together so often. Smudge. So that drawing under there, I don't know where the heck that drawing's even at. It might be on here. Yeah, it looks like it's actually on this thing. So, oh yeah. So the drawing, I can just smudge it out like that. There you go. Add a little more texture to the whole thing with the smudge drawing. Painting can fix a lot. I fix a lot of my drawings with my painting, but sometimes the line will just really cause a weird spot. So like this gray right here was where I cut it off of the background when I was because I drew on the wrong layer earlier. So if you watch my earlier video, you see where I actually drew on the wrong layer. and I had to cut this out to put it on a different layer. So when I did, I brought that gray that's around it right there. So I never went through and got rid of it yet, but I will. It's not a big deal. Let's continue painting. Alright, so where am I at? So right here, I'm there. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to paint the other part of this track. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paint down the arm. Like I said, I'm going to leave this alone because I don't want this too crazily detailed. Because you'll be staring at it. See how this is popping away from that already? Because it's a little bit more detailed. That's what I want. I want this to be really nicely done. And it'll pop off this background, which looks cool. But it's not too crazy to take your eye away from this. Because this is cool. I want this arm. This is what I'm really going to work on. This guy, this thing, this will be all cool. I'll make all this cool. I'll make this pipes look pretty cool. The machinery, once again, this is the mainstay on my piece here. These are kind of just going to be just as an environment around it, really. So that's my plan. Lighting, I got lighting coming in from here a little bit, which is lighting up all this, and some coming up through the pipes and whatnot. And this is going to be where the main lighting is going to come from here. The rest of this is going to be kind of vignetted all on the edge, which I'll bring in. I'll use the camera raw filter to do that later. So my thing is I really am trying to work on really awesome lighting, because I see some of these things, and the lighting is just so amazing, and just like such dramatic lighting, and I really got to up my lighting game. I got to up my dramatic lighting game because it looks so good when you do it right. And you know what? I know how to do it. I'm just scared of doing it sometimes. I'm like, I'll get obsessed with all these little details I've put in, and I'm scared to like black out some of it almost to get the light, to get the harsh light in certain spots. I know. I'm hurting my own work by not getting my lighting dramatic enough. So, all right, where was I? So you notice how big my brush is, but it's fine. Because like I said, I'm using pressure sensitivity to so I'm gonna make my brush a little bit smaller for just pop this edge right here. Okay, and then so then I'm gonna hit the light on the edge right here. That color I have of light. Oops, got the wrong color. See that I didn't even switch. I thought I did. That light is gonna hit it. Hit that edge. To imply that it's kind of like down. The light hits it. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna take the dark, and I'm going to kind of fill in this track a little bit. I kind of like what's going on there, but at the same time, it's too light. It's got to be darkened. Alright, so I'm going to darken it a little bit. And same thing here. Same thing, darken the track. Just darken it up a little bit. They don't have to be black now, they just darken it enough to. I'm going to hit the edge on here with the shift. Okay, and that's the nice thing about it. If you got these vertical lines, shift key works great for Photoshop. Well, actually you can do other than straight lines too, but the shift key works. Shift key is your only straight line tool in here. Like I said, I'm always talking about Sketchbook Pro, because I like its ruler tools, and I love its perspective tool. It's got the best perspective tool. I love the perspective tool in Sketchbook Pro. Free program. I'm just not important enough to get any sponsors from it. It's okay. I'll still continue to use it, and I'll still give it love. Sponsorship or no. Because it deserves it. It's a good program. It's free. It's the best part. For my students, anything that's free and gives them access to stuff that's free that they can use to make their stuff awesome, I'm down with that big time. Oops. Okay, once again, I don't want to do anything other than, I don't want to create too much drama here to distract from anything. I just gotta kind of pump this up a little bit, just because it's too vague of what's going on back there. Okay, it's in the background. It's kind of supposed to be kind of blurry back there, but okay. I think my phone is ringing. But it doesn't matter. I can't answer it right now anyway. I'll just leave it. Well, I'll check it. I'm sure it's not my son. Alright, so I want that kind of vague look to the background. Okay. All right. So as you see, it didn't take much to kind of imply there was something up there, right? You know what I mean? So it looks like there was some type of machinery up there of some sort. It didn't take a lot, just some lines, really. Just some lines, a little bit of paint, some light hitting at certain spots. And it looks like some type of a structure up there that this thing might be mounted to or something. Although this one is crooked. Now I'm looking at it, so this one is straight, this one is crooked. Can't. It's distracting me too much being crooked. Put the white line in there and then put the black. Okay, I see that's on the layer above it, that's why I can't. I was like, why isn't that fixing? I gotcha. I just have to fix this line. It was crooked, and according to this, it was crooked, so I can't have it be crooked. It just throws it off. Somehow when I was working, it got crooked. There. And then, oops. Tried to grab a guide and I didn't. So that's pretty straight. This one is crooked again. So I'll fix that with a white line. And then the black line. will cover that. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, so it's a little bit weird, so let me try to fix this pipe back here. And I just gotta put a little bit of stuff there, like it's overlapping that spot that was where the crooked pipe was going. There it goes. There you go. This one too. It's supposed to look like it's continuing on past where this. Oops. I see what that was. That was actually this thing, so that should have been going like that, yeah. There you go. This was actually part of this. It was part of a thing. Part of this towery thing. Okay. So we don't really know where those thing connects to up there, but it's implied. You don't have to know. It's fine. It looks like a track enough that you don't need to know where that goes. If it bothers me too much, I'll come back and fix it later, but right now I'm gonna leave it alone. It's enough of a track, because this is gonna be cool enough that you're not gonna notice that. Let's hope. I probably will. I'll probably stare at it forever. But I think overall, when you're just looking at it from a distance, you won't even. I don't want you paying too much attention to it anyway. And the more I detail it, the more I will make it draw attention to it. All right, I want to draw attention to this arm, though. This will be cool. So let's worry about this. So once again, I got to think, where is the darkest spot's going to be in this thing? That's going to be behind this panel where the light is being blocked from it. And back inside of it, inside the machinery, it's going to be really dark. Okay, these are bolts. So I'm going to darken them, and it hits the side of them with, and then up here, this will be dark because this thing is blocking the light. It's coming from, the brightest light's going to be coming from the tank down below. So I've got to light everything accordingly. There will be some light up here, but it won't be lit as well as that would down there be. So. Okay. And then this is kind of an inset, so it's definitely going to be darker. Definitely going to be darker. This is an inset. This, to make this look good, I'm going to get my good old-fashioned blur. Or blend. I just call this a blend. To me, this is how I came from an oil painting background. Watercolor, oil, acrylics. I just came from a painting background. So when I'm painting anything digitally, I think the way I used to paint. And it was a lot of blends and blur and values. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. I don't use a lot of the special effects stuff that much. I use filters and things a little bit, and I will use the camera raw, but to be honest with you, I kind of prefer old school painting if I can. Some of the light's gonna come out and hit that inside of that because it dents in there. That's why it's. So there you go. told you I want to go for the real dramatic lighting on this thing, so if that was there, then this edge right here should be lit really well. Yeah. And then this edge is going to be lit. This whole surface will be lit if the light's coming in from there. These bolts will all be lit from that light source down there, and this edge will be lit. This edge will just naturally catch light because it's an edge. Okay, and like I already got this edge lit, so okay. This right here is going to catch light like this. It's going to be bouncing in there from the this is all going to be kind of darker because it's on an angle. But it's only going to be darker because it is an angle and the light's coming in from that. It won't be terribly dark, but the brightest spot will be that edge obviously up there because the angle's out the most away from this edge here. So this edge will be the brighter spot of those two. Okay, so this light comes up to this corner right here will be really bright. This will be a highlight because it's a corner and the light's hitting it. Okay, this edge right here will catch some light because it's an edge. Okay, and this will hit edge. This light will be edge lit all the way around. I'll have to come in with the dark and fix that circle. That's my dark. There. That's what I'm talking about. See that? There you go. And then this shadow from each of these bolts will have a little bit of shadow coming off of it. Because of the light. And then this edge right here will be the darkest part of it because it's the opposite side of where that light's hitting it. Okay, where's my smudge? In and fix my bolt shadow on each of these bolts because I did that smudge technique and it kind of took away from the bolt shadow. Alright, so there you go. Alright, so then we got the lighting, dramatic lighting. Okay, dramatic lighting. Alright, so let's zoom into this. Alright, so once again, it's not, I'm using a fuzzy brush on purpose, so it's not really, I'm not really nailing the edges too much yet, because this is still implied stuff. A lot of implication here, a lot of implied. Okay, it's implied enough, but you'll see it, you'll read it, your eye will fill in the details. Okay. Just firm up your edges in some places. Okay. Now, this edge will be slightly darker than this edge because of the fact that it is slightly angled up. But it's also going to catch a little bit. It'll catch a little more light than So it'll be like that. See, because it does this. It won't quite be like super. Oh, I'm gonna make that smaller. It's hitting too much of the other stuff. There you go. I want it darker, but I don't want there. It's not like in here. This dark. This is really dark. Okay. This edge. And this edge is darker here because the light, where the light's hitting it. And this edge will be darker here too. And this will all be darker. But once again, not that dark. Not as dark as it could be in certain places. This edge right here. My eye is burning. Sometimes my eyes just start burning. Okay, so this edge is going to be crispy here. When I say crispy, is like I got to harden it up. Make it really a hard edge because it's supposed to be part of a machine, so. Okay, and then this is the kind of thing where you come in later and you put in your highlights, your whites for your machinery. Okay. Now, this is going to mess here. I don't know what's going on here. I really can't see what's supposed to be going on here from this angle. So let me try to back this out a little bit and see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so for this curve to be correct, this is wrong. So I have to fix it. This curve is wrong. This curve should be like that. And this should be all gray. So let's come in here and do the gray edge. There you go. Okay, it's part of this. The edge of this thing. So, okay, there you go. All right, so it's an applied edge. And it's where the shadow's going to be the darkest there. Okay. All right. And once again, it's going to hit the dark. It's going to hit in here and there. Dark's going to hit there. Dark's going to hit right here. Okay. All right. And dark's going to hit there. All right. So then the light is hitting it. Okay, this is a cylinder, so the light is going to be going. The least amount of light will be coming in on here on the side of this. Okay, right here. It'll be darkest spot because the light will really be hitting it right there. So we're gonna go ahead and curve this thing out. So, but this edge, the light's coming in from here, so this edge will slightly be darker. All right, and the brightest spot of that is going to be right down here where the light's hitting it the most. Okay, and it's going to kind of bleed over a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. And then we're going to get the good old smudger brush. And I'm literally going to make I'm going to follow the contour of it. Okay, helps make it curve looking. There's a backlight hitting it over here, so it's the nature of the metal. Alright, so now this is going to be dark still, and there's going to be this last remnant of darkness right there, just like right next to the highest highlight, which should be here. But the highest highlight will be actually right here. Just freaking pop that thing with a bam. So bright. Okay, and then this is gonna be kind of pulled. definitely looks curved now. And then right here along this back edge of the thing, it's going to be this a little bit more. All right. And then right here again on this front of this panel. Since I put it there, I got to put it kind of to apply it other places. But it's going to be kind of diffused here, and it's going to be bam right on there, bam on there, bam, bam, and bam, and bam. See, that's for that light. Like, so then it's going to be kind of right on the edge here, and like, I got to make this smaller. That light is just got to be really small when it hits those bolts. Sound effects. Okay, and it's a hard edge right there. Hard edge. Hard edge. Hard edge. The brightest highlight. And then gotta make sure it can't be too great. Okay, there we go. That works. All right, because this light's coming in from here, hitting this thing. All right, so. Now we do all these pipes and this curve, and I'm going to pause the video right now. Alright guys, so I actually think, I just realized I've been an hour and a half on this video, so I'm going to stop it and then make another portion to work on some more. It'll be a separate video. That way you don't have to sit through a 2-hour video, and you can run it at half speed, whatever you want. All right, at that, I'm going to end it right now and start another one in a couple minutes.